Hello there and welcome. Do you know, next weekend we're doing a paradigm shift seminar at the Sheraton Gateway in Los Angeles, right near the airport. Starts Friday morning through Sunday afternoon. This is a very, very important seminar. Do you know, the average person, if they're honest with themselves and they ask themselves, where am I right now? You're probably in much the same place you were a year ago. 90-some% of the population keep going the same things year after year. Now, some of them, the results are dismal, so they're not having a very good life. Some of them, the results are pretty good, so they have a pretty good life. But the truth is that none of us are performing anywhere near what we're capable of. You and I have infinite potential. When I take a look at how my own life has changed, it is shocking what's happened in my life. I had no formal education, I had no business experience, but I began to study this book. This is Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I've been reading this particular copy now since 1961. It made all the difference in my life. Now, there's a library of books here behind me, and of course I've got another one in the house. I'm in my studio right now. I've just got hooked on books, hooked on recordings. I have studied some of the world's most successful people going back centuries. And you know, there's a golden thread running through their lives. Although they came from many different backgrounds, there's similarities. They had the right attitude. They seem to gain an understanding that we are born with a program inside of us. It's a genetic thing. It's just passed down from one generation to the next. And if we don't shift that program, we're going to get the same results over and over and over again. And there's no need of that. You know, my results changed so dramatically. My income went from $4,000 to $14,500 a month. From $4,000 a year to $14,500 a month in 1 year. And then in under 5 years, my income was over $1 million. It was shocking the change that took place. And I enjoyed it and I played with it for a while. And one day I asked myself, how in heck did this happen? I was studying Earl Nightingale's recordings. I was reading this book. But a lot of people were studying Earl's recordings. A lot of people read this book. And they weren't getting the results that I was getting. And so I couldn't find anyone that could give me the answer. So I began to study. And I got hooked on, why did Bob change? Because I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. Like, I'd become fairly wealthy. And I'd been raised to believe if you're going to develop a fair amount of wealth, you got to be really smart. I knew I wasn't that smart. I was raised to believe if you don't go to school, you can't get a good job. I didn't have a good job. I owned the company. We operated in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England. This thing was going like a rocket. Today, my company is in 81 different countries. And it took me 9.5 years to find out what happened. You and I have a paradigm. It's a program in our subconscious mind. It's developed genetically and then environmentally in our very early life, in our first 5 years of life. That's where we learn our language. We learn to like the food we like, but we also learn a lot of other things. And we learn a lot of wrong things. Well, I figured it out. This was studying with a lot of bright people for 9.5 years. I had altered my paradigm. I changed my paradigm. And I figured out how I had done it. It was like I charted it right back over a number of years. When I found out what I had done, all I wanted to do was teach it. And that is all I've done for many, many years now. I travel all over the world. Now, next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a week from this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, at the Gateway in Los Angeles, I'm going to be teaching you what I learned. And I see people's lives changing like that. In fact, I was out for lunch this morning, just this afternoon at noon. And I was leaving the restaurant, the woman smiled and she stood up and she said, "You Bob Proctor?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "I want to thank you for changing my paradigm." I just smiled and thanked her and I kept on going. Do you know there's millions of people like that around the world? I've operated all over the world for years. I don't know if anyone has more information on paradigms than I do. I've studied it for 58 years, every day. I'm fascinated with this. And I'm fascinated with teaching it. I want to watch. I see people change right before my eyes in the seminar. Now, there's still a few tickets left for this seminar, starting a week Friday in Los Angeles. Get out there. Go to this. And if you're not there, if you can't be there, we stream this. I don't care where you live. We stream it all over the world. This is phenomenal information. If you want to multiply your income, if you want to take your company and really grow it, if you want to really grow, if you want to develop the kind of relationships that makes life really meaningful, get into this seminar. It is a phenomenal program. I absolutely love it. I'm going to be there with my business partner and our entire team. Sandy Gallagher is an absolute genius when it comes to money, and she's going to be working this program with me. She is my business partner, and we have built a beautiful company, and that is based on the fact that we have taught this to hundreds of thousands of people, in fact millions of people all over the world. Make up your mind you're going to be there. And if you can get somebody to go with you, get them to go with you, then you can brainstorm it afterwards. But if you cannot be in Los Angeles next weekend, at least let us stream it. We'll send it right onto your computer. I don't care where you are. This is a phenomenal program. It's called Paradigm Shift. And I'm going to tell you, when your paradigm shifts, your whole life improves. Not just a little bit, but a lot. I love this. I couldn't even begin to tell you what I have learned here in a few minutes. But I will over the 3 days, and I'll tell you how I changed, and you can do the same thing. No one will even guess at what you're capable of. Start to dream, and bring your dream with you. I'll show you how to turn it into reality. This is Bob Proctor. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. We put a lot of good information up here, and it causes everything in your life to get better. If you'd like us to notify you every time we put a new video up, hit subscribe and then turn on notification. Check out all our videos, and we will notify you when we put a new one up.